Today's latest YouTube video news story: expose council staff in their role on the housing disrepair corruption because they were involved trying to offer the tenant £150 derisory payment in order to shut down the case, because the name of the staff who was involved in the corruption is Dawn Kent-Payne, Natalie Bishop, Morley, Kerry Stevens, Shivangi Majithia, Dickie, and Michelle Adekanmi. They were involved trying to bribe the tenant. Let's close down the case on the 4th of July 2023. In addition, they were involved of full-scale bribery. This include in their conduct in order to offer £150 compensation as peppercorn and insulting as continued abuse in order to shut down the litigation case of the claimant. London Borough of Ealing had failed to provide the claimant with their liability views and disclosure in support of a denial from their conduct of the named employees, dated the 4th of July, by offering £150 compensation as peppercorn feed by using continued abuse. Michelle Adekanmi, the senior housing lawyer for London Borough of Ealing, had inadvertently failed to confirm their position to provide disclosure on the liability, which on the conduct of the employee on the 4th of July, when they contact the tenant without going through his solicitor, wanted to offer hush money payment as serious bribe to drop its litigation case on the housing disrepair against the council, abused their position under the Fraud Act 2006, amounted to bribery under the Bribery Act 2010. In other words, they have committed corruption, bribery, abuse. This is a part of a criminal enterprise. On August the 22nd, they were involved, along with the additional offer of making payment of £1,250 in order to shut down the case, which is unreasonable behavior, part of the employee conduct as continued abuse, which is harassment, contrary to the Protection of Harassment Act of 1997. Carry imprisonment up to 6 months, or a fine, or both. The defendant and the named employees they was involved of sending the tenant a text message on the 4th of July as an attempt to bribe him out of his litigation case as harassment without going through his solicitor, has committed abuse, bribery, corruption, deceit, evasion, and fraud on the housing disrepair case, contrary to the Proceed of Crime Act 2002, Fraud Act 2006, and the Bribery Act 2010. Because the tenant has enclosed evidence attachment of the text message and a letter from the defendant employee named Miss Natalie Bishop and Dawn Kent-Payne and other corrupt council officers. They was involved in corrupt practices in order to tell the tenant to drop the case against the local authority in order to offer the tenant hush money. By being unregulated in their employment, did not follow procedure by covering up the corruption, which is a liability. The defendant must accept liability for the employee conduct by using corruption and bribery in order to shut down the case, which they have failed in the attempt in order to bribe him and his solicitors as a result.